Hello, we are the Dial M for Media Group, and this is our evaluation of our horror piece. I am Luke.
And Charles.
We started off with doing some research. We looked at all different horror films. The first one we looked at was Prensentation, and there was kind of a supernatural era in that film, and we wanted to incorporate in our own one, because we thought, I think the whole team thought that was quite scary. Yeah. We also looked at Candyman, obviously as a class, and obviously everyone thought that was really scary as well, again with a supernatural element. We looked at Scream, that we kind of took elements from. It has the ringing foam at the start of it as kind of a precursor, and we used that in R1 as a black screen, and then it goes straight to the ringing foam. In Halloween there's a really long point of view shot at the start, and we really wanted to incorporate this into our film, but with the way that it worked we couldn't find anywhere to incorporate it. We also looked at the exorcism of Emily Rose, which we stole the idea of the 3 AM being the demonic witching out from, so that kind of added even more so to the supernatural effect.
Whilst doing this research, we noticed a trend of conventions, and as you can see, they're coming up on the slide here. The first one was that there are like people in horror films that generally misbehave. They like get punished by either quite often a mentalist or a supernatural being, and we toyed with the idea of there being some sort of supernatural. That's the word. Supernatural, like presence in our media. What with the 3 AM being the demonic witching hour, as Jess informed us, and we used some cats as like precursors, because like they're often associated as like being a bad omen, and like we just generally used like quite low lit areas, and like the rain, as you'll see when we show you our project, it actually added to quite an eerie mood. And it was quite frightening. If you was out in a dark street and it was raining, you'd be certainly quite scared.
Pathetic fallacy.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the convention of horror is that the audience is typically like the younger generation, like teenagers, young adults. We try to incorporate this and make our target like young adults and teenagers. We feel that they are the target audience in horrors because of like they like the fear, they like the suspense is built and the tension. Yeah, and they also like enjoy like the uncomforting factor. And like it also just links into the last when horrors are quite like stereotypically the horrors we were looking at. For example, like Paranormal Activity, we also looked at. They're quite low budget, so we can like incorporate this like because we use standard definition and not high definition. We don't have like thousands of pounds to spend on a dolly. We have a couple of runs on a little trolley, you know. So, but it's still good.
For planning for our for this project, we did a preliminary task as a class, and for ours in our group, what we found was the most annoying thing was like the standard definition. Like the difference between that and the high definition cameras, because like we had one of each and it was just quite atrocious like in comparison to high definition, and not only with the picture quality but also with the sound quality. You could hardly pick up the thing. But for this actual project, we like all did some storyboarding, and like we came together and like discussed our ideas as a group, and I believe we like all agreed on something that was quite good in the first place. But turns out, I won't go into details, but turns out it didn't quite work when it came to filming. Yeah, like one advantage of using standard definition though, as well as like the costume, because we can't like make great costume like compared to like what Wilson, right? It's just like the standard definition doesn't pick up on the fine details, so you can see it as a disadvantage or as a positive. It's positive. I believe Jess is going to talk about the props and costume. Maybe? Technology first. Oh guys, no way. Yeah, just like in general, just like the computers. Like today we had a problem. Like it won't play the films from the exercise. You have to whip up on YouTube. It might take a bit longer, and as well as like
just like the cameras with the standard definition and picking up the sound as well. And then we also like just use the computer for general use, and we like use iMovie to edit, and we use Cubase to do some of our sound, which is like music software, the editing software, music software, computer.
Okay, yeah. I'll see you in a minute, mate. Bye.
See ya.
See ya. Bye, it was lovely seeing you.
Yeah, you too. See you later.
Bye.
This time, it's gonna be an idea. All the clubs